Okay, so JPA Mapping 2. So here we are going to talk about inheritance relationship. So again, as we talked about yesterday in Hibernate sessions, there are multiple ways that you can construct your table based on inheritance relationship. And we're going to look into just two options, single table and joint table. And we also talk about which one to use one more time. Entity inheritance. So entities can have inheritance relationship because they are posers. They are, Java classes. So obviously they could have inheritance relationships. So this inheritance relationship between Java classes could result in different table generation strategies, a single table, joint table, and table per class. So this is rarely used. So we're going to actually mostly focus on these two. And you are going to use at inheritance annotation. So let's talk about the single table strategy. So this is the default, by the way. So if you don't specify, then the single table strategy will be used. So all classes in a hierarchy are mapped to a single table. And the annotation that you can use is this: at inheritance and strategy, inheritance type, and single table. Okay. So the root table has a discriminator column whose value identifies a specific subclass to which the instance represented by row belongs to. So if you want to have a different column name, then you're going to use discriminator column. Otherwise, it's going to use the D type as a default discriminator column name. So these are single table strategy annotations. Okay. So here, again, this is a default. So inheritance and inheritance type single table. And if you want to have a different discriminator column name, then you can use discriminator column annotation. Okay. So in this example, we have a parent entity class of person. Then we have two child classes. One is a student and the other one is teacher. And they extends person. Okay. So this relationship will be represented, in this case, a single table that contains all the fields of person, child, person, student, and teacher. So, when we do the hands-on lab, so there will be, in fact, a single table called person, and it will contain all the fields of these three classes. So this D type is the default discriminator column name. Okay, and this is the person name. This is actually from person class, and the school is from the one of those child classes. And grade, yeah, this is grade is from student, and school is from teacher. Okay, so this one, you can see, yeah, D type. Yeah, you can see on the D type, it will actually indicate which which subclass or class that particular row belongs to. So this one belongs to person class, so that's the reason school and grades are null. This one belongs to teacher. Okay, so person name and then school that teacher teaches, and the grade is null. And this one, student, has a person name, and then the school is null, and the grades are from student subclass. Again, this is something that we have worked with when we learn the Hibernate relationship as well. Okay. All right, so let's do single table inheritance. Actually, I'm gonna actually finish up all the presentation, and I'll give you guys enough time to do these exercises 1 and 2. So this is a single table inheritance. And actually, at least I'm going to actually explain the lab documentation. So let me just explain the lab documentation first, and then I'm going to finish up the presentation. Okay, so exercise 1 is a single table strategy. So here we are going to try to build a single table the implicitly, because that's a default, and then you're going to add annotation, okay, explicitly. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to build. I mean, this actually shows you step by step using NetBeans to build it, but we're gonna just you can just run the application, okay, and uh, yeah, so this is the person class, and this is now the student. Okay, and yeah, so now student extends person. You know what? I'm gonna actually import the class, and we'll try to show the code, because I'm going to import Maven and perhaps JPA 2. Okay, so this is the case. Let's take a look at the uh, person class as entity, and this is the case we are using. Yeah, this is the join strategy. Okay, and everything else is pretty much what we expect. And student 2, this is just entity, and extends person 2. Okay, so this is the joint case. And the single table case, yeah, actually that's the one I want to actually show you. It's a person, and so here we are using single table, but again this is the default, you don't have to have it. Okay, and student is extending person. Okay, so let's try to build. I forgot whether this is a web application or not. Yeah, it is a web application. Okay, so you are going to run on Glassfish. Okay, so run on server and select Glassfish. And I want to show you the persistent XML file. So, oh, by the way, yeah, so it's actually using JTA data source. So we are going to create a couple of the person and the student, and yeah, in this case, I think we have one person and student. We have just a single child class. Okay, so there is nobody, no student and no person. So I'm gonna create the person first. So new person, and I'm gonna just use my name, say create, and I'll create another one. Oh, error occurred, attempted rollback, show all persons. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, so let me see what's happening here. It looks like it's having a problem creating database. Person. Okay, so I'm going to so it's actually using default of this guy connect, and I'm gonna just clean that up. I'm gonna clean up the these two tables. Okay, and let me run that code one more time. On server. Even worse. Table person does not exist. Yeah, looks like it should create. Yeah, so I think if you take a look at the persistent XML file, it's supposed to drop and create tables. So it should create table. So why is having some issues? All right, so I'm gonna actually finish up the presentation and I'll let you guys actually try things yourself as well. In the meantime, I'll actually try to fix it, okay? So I'm not sure whether you are going to actually experience the same problem that I'm experiencing, okay? So let me just finish up the presentation first, okay? All right. Okay. Join strategy. This is the case that you have one table for each class in the hierarchy. So in our case, since we have a person class and student class, we'll have two tables. So one parent class is represented by a single common table, and each child class is represented by a separate table that contains fields specific to that child class. And the foreign key relationship exists between this parent common table and subclass table. And since this is not the default, you have to use this annotation, inheritance and joined annotation. And yeah, so this is an example. So here you're going to say the inheritance dot joined annotation. And discriminator column, this is in the parent common table. Okay, so again, if you want to give a different discriminator column name, you can use this annotation. So which one to use, single table or join table? So single table, the advantage is offers a best performance even for the deep hierarchy since a single select may suffice. Disadvantage is the changes to members of a hierarchy require the column to be altered for that single table, and that could be a chore. Another disadvantage of single table is the wasted space, as we talked about. Joint table advantages is basically the other, opposite from the single table strategy. So it does not require complex changes to a schema when a single parent class is modified or child class is modified. And it might work with a shallow hierarchy, but if you actually have the deep hierarchy, then this will have a performance implication because you have to use a lot of joins for your query operation. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just finish up the presentation.